Today, we're talking about directional sweeping. Basically, your broom head is creating micro scratches in the ice, and as the rock travels over those scratches, it'll generally want to follow them. It will go in the path of least resistance. So if you create grooves or channels, kind of like a gutter ball, with your scratches, that rock will tend to want to go in that direction. So if your sweeper is brushing with the curl, meaning that their push stroke is in the same direction that the rock is curling, then they are creating scratches that will encourage the rock to curl more. The angle of that push stroke is really important, but we're gonna circle back to that in a minute. Opposite of that is true if your sweeper is brushing against the curl, meaning their push stroke is in the opposite direction that the rock is curling, then they will be creating scratches that will discourage the rock from curling. Now, obviously, the effectiveness of the scratches depend on quite a few things, like what material your broom head is made out of. It will also depend on how much pressure you put on the broom. Think about more pressure equaling bigger and deeper scratches. And the angle of those scratches is also super important. If you have too aggressive of an angle, let's say perpendicular to the rock's path, then that rock won't be able to follow those scratches because they're gonna act more like speed bumps and it's gonna be too drastic for the rock to even be interested. If you have too little of an angle, it may not be enough to influence the direction of the rock. I like to use about 20 degrees off of the rock's path as a good angle to aim for. Now, if you don't want to affect the direction of the rock at all and you just want to drag it farther, let's say it's an open draw to the house, then you can try sweeping parallel to the rock's path. In other words, no angle at all. This creates the gutter ball effect that we talked about earlier, and it's also going to be removing any frost from the ice, which helps your rock travel as far as possible.
As simple as possible, it's a mild sandpaper effect that creates little scratches in the very surface of the ice. And so if you have two sweepers, you're actually counteracting it because you have directional different grooves. So you want just one, you want it in the direction, the away motion of your sweep in the direction you want that rock to move.
By having the one sweeper, sweep, it seems to be more effective, and that is just, based on theories and testing that a lot of teams, including us, have done, and it's just kind of the way that but it's hard to prove it scientifically.
There's no question there's results with directional sweeping. The question is the extent of it. So the tool will affect the extent of the direction, like how much extra curl or straightening you can get. And so right now what you're seeing out here on the ice with all synthetic brooms that are kind of narrowly very similar in makeup, the extent has been narrow. If you want a rock to just simply carry farther, you're both going to go down and not directional sweep, but just try to pound it as hard as you can.
I can think of some shots for sure that in the last couple of months that we've made because I think we've had the one sweeper versus the two. And on certain shots, it's actually a little bit of a benefit because sometimes it's hard to judge the speed of the rock when you have both sweepers with their heads down, and with one sweeper down, it actually makes it a little bit easier sometimes, and the one sweeper that's not sweeping is like rah rah, go.
Definitely a problem last year with the broom gates and all the controversy with sweeping. Sweeping summer held in May. That's a pebble on a sheet of ice. Now, after you sweep it with whatever device, that pebble is gone. And in fact, some brooms left scratches on the ice that actually would drag the rock in the direction that they would. Look at all sorts of different kinds of fabrics and heads. That's part of the weave of one of the fabrics. They really wanted to take away any advantage to certain broom types.
Never off! Never off! Right to it! Gotta go! Whoa!
Actually overbrushed it a tad.
I can't believe that didn't overcurl. Alright. Solid hand. Okay, liner. Clean, yep. Whoa. Close. Whoa. Hard baiting.
How they got him.
Come on. Hard. Keep going.
Wow.
And it wasn't like it was light either.
Watch this again. This is a great angle. Watch what he does here. Now he hits it, and look at it go.
Behind the yellow. I don't think rolling behind the red's even there.
We can still carve it. It's gonna curl.
That's maybe become the word of the of this curling year. Carve.
Whoa,
Yeah,
hammer,
that's
hammy,
true.
Hammer, go!
I hear it often said now. We can carve this in.
Whoa! Yap, 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 hammy! Hammy! Whoa, 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 whoa! Go, 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 whoa, 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 whoa!
New technology kind of brought it to the forefront for us, and we actually went back and we've tested pretty well every broom that's been used over the last 10 years, and we haven't found anything that really goes against what we believe and what we've seen.
But what Brad Gushu has alluded to in his interview there was, regardless of what brooms they're using, they're going to continue to change the way they're sweeping. The technique, they believe, with the one sweeper on the low side when they're trying to keep it straight and the one sweeper on the high side when they're trying to make it curl. It doesn't matter what fabric, what brush, what they're going to use. So they will stick to that moving forward.
Gushu retaining the hammer after giving up that steal of one in the second.
Yes. Just forward. Whoa, yep. On the quiet side, Brad. Whoa! On the quiet side. Yep.
Yeah, there it is, trying to keep it straight. The low side guy sweeping.
Hard! Go, Jeff! Go! Okay, good shot, Mark.
So it's amazing they can do that with just one sweeper.
No one has tested it more than Brad Gushu. I'll guarantee you that right now. He said he went back and looked at brooms from the last 10 years, and this is what they've come up with. And I think they're onto something, to be frank.
Well, and proof is in the winning.
Right. How's that shot?
Wow.
Nice try.
A raised double, slightly across the face.
Great shot.
That's nice. Fantastic under pressure.
Yeah, Steve Laycock says that's nice. Yeah. Understatement. There we go. Beautiful.
Raised double takeout for Kirk Myers.
Yeah, because you could hit.
Laycock lies wide.